Facing great challenges, we must manifest. I'm thinking that after watching the video about AI, the latest emergency podcast episode from Diary of a CEO, he was interviewing this person, ex-Google, chief something or other. Very, 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 very crucial and important guy with a very reputable, credible history. So, no cap, no bullshit. Out of that podcast, you realize that you can't just take things at face value and brush them off. You need to let these notions of reality sit with you for a bit, and you need to give them a lot of attention. That's ultimately what they're calling for. The strategy is trying to jerk your attention, grip your attention, and go, we are entering a paradigm shift, ladies and gentlemen. Let the world know that we're going to try and use entertainment and catchy algorithms to actually grab your attention for a little bit and say, public service announcement, we are entering a paradigm shift when it comes to AI and our relationship with it. And then you go from there. You bullet point summarize everything, and then you lead them to watch more and just soak it all up, because the implications, not even the implications, the very realistic, very probable projections of our experience, what the world is going to change into. It's too safe, too comfortable to fall into the habit of automatically assuming without any, with complete disregard to the alarming data and research and tracking of the progress of AI and forms of. We're completely, haphazardly, carelessly. Let's just put it that way, carelessly and selfishly. And what's the other word? Just hard-headed, in a hard-headed fashion of, well, I must act because if I don't, then they will. It's that same story. Oh God, I should silence these notifications. I've silenced my notifications now, and in the process I've forgotten my train of thought. It ran away for a little bit. Let me reset. I think that there are multiple things that we need to do, but right now I started with facing great challenge, we must manifest. So one of the things that caught me about their discussions with AI and what's going on, and this is very important, our relationship to AI. First of all, being overall aware of some new thing that's going to rock the world is important. Like, we should all tune in and give it seriousness, give it care, give it respect, because this is not your everyday business as usual, la-di-da, look at my new watch kind of life. We're not, it's like newsflash, again, gripping you to a little, little slap in the face to say, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but the world's going to rock. The world's going to be absolutely changed for a fact. This is unavoidable, and it's not to alarm you, it's not to scare you, it's not to confuse you, it's not to lie to you and bullshit you. This is not a grab for attention. This is not a thumbnail for the algorithm. This is from the scientists who have left their positions, the engineers who have left their positions, and all these top-end technicians who are coming forward and going, sorry for my poor articulation, but I'm a nerd and I've got very important things to say. And it starts with that. It's like we need to create an absolute movement of that. Similar to what happened with the Disclosure Project with Dr. Stephen Greer on the subject of life elsewhere, let's say. Extraterrestrial, UFO, all that kind of alien stuff, right? So he's been known for that, but the way he went about it is a complete disclosure project where he encourages everyone who is as credible as you can be to step forward and just fully disclose everything. Just come out with all the secrets. And if you do that in union, if you do that en masse at the same time, then the powers that be, the scary boogeyman, they can't come and eradicate you. Not as we have the power to do now, but in the future, it's very real that the scary things that can happen are magnified extremely, as well as the mind-numbingly inconceivable utopia that's also feasible, possible. And it depends on your relationship with AI. And it's just like the most important story is unfolding as we speak. We are living it. The story has started. The saga of AI has absolutely been in full swing. And we're only just starting to wake up to that, right? Imagine you're a character in the game and you literally just wake up to this like whole new world. So imagine if you play a game that's just a few years ahead in terms of the projections. And so in order to play this game, you can start to understand things that's radical and like mind-blowing, because in the context of a game or a story, a role-playing movie or something like that, you're able to really absorb a lot of crazy stuff and handle it. And so when you leave that cinema or you stop playing that game, you step away, you go, holy shit, this is really a projection of the next few years. And so I guess presenting it in that kind of gamification way, storytelling way, you're able to help get the word out. And I suppose they try to do that with YouTube. That
you'll recognise it when you get round there.
That YouTube is a huge platform of open source information, and the popularity of podcasts being a very easy and viable form to just quickly, immediately respond, get content out there, as like a public service announcement almost, or a viral video again. Whatever's needed, whatever tool they need to leverage to get the word out, they should, and I am absolutely on board. It takes a lot of bravery, it takes a lot of absolute bravery. I mean, on multiple fronts. We're still in the habit of caring so much about what society thinks of us, so that even if something important news that we haven't personally fully researched yet, right, it's important enough to want to share immediately, even if they're wrong. It's worthwhile. Same with climate change. But we must be brave and we must start manifesting. And so that ties into this other side movement that's been happening for a long time. For a long time it's been fairly dormant. This movement of mental health and awakening, mindfulness, awareness, consciousness, being able to manifest all of these spiritual and philosophical, all enlightenment, they're all starting to come together, and whatever banner you fly, whatever group you're with, ultimately I think they're all they should be trying to seek the same realizations in this wondrous world that we're unfolding. We're only starting to comprehend ethereal aspects of life, and we're like, is that actually reality? Is that actually real? It's not just bullshit. And so the further we become masters at it, and it's in the public domain, and that there's a much greater number of people on their own path to find their own truths about the deeper interconnecting aspects of what's possible for the next phase of our existence, because that's really what's important here. That's why I say manifesting is so crucial, because we have a choice. We always have a choice. We can manifest to our desire. We just have to make sure that that desire is going towards our preference and not away from our fears. And this world of duality, this world of ego, this world of self and competition and the power grabbing, ego's world, it's about to come to a crashing head-on collision with the requirement to grow the fuck up. The requirement to say, put down your toys, put down your toy guns. It's time to grow the fuck up now and listen to some real stuff that's going to rock your little world. And it's real, and you have to put in a lot of work. This is talking to every ego out there. Every ego needs to just let the other qualities, the connective qualities, the qualities of grace, compassion, empathy, morality, better judgment. We need to let that start taking control of our psyche, of our emotions, of our choices, of our desires, of our rationale, right? We need to expand into that space, each and every one of us, and we need to start entering the new paradigm shift in that regard, in that way. Whatever way you want to try and follow whatever, mindfulness, awareness, all that shit. It's all good stuff. But do what your heart tells you. Do what your mind tells you. Do what your gut tells you. Don't do what your ego tells you and what other people tell you. Don't be afraid of what other people will think of you, because that is the domain of the ego, and the process is to start relinquishing. Let ego relinquish its grip on you and your character. This story of the ego that you've been playing for all your life, it needs to now take a break. You need to stop playing the game. Real life is outside the window, and we need to address it in a mature fashion. And if half the world or the majority of the world breaks down because they can't handle it, because their little egos are so used to their old ways, they're not equipped to deal with this and manifest and transport themselves to another direction, to a harmonious and unified agreement on certain decisions that are going to be key to our survival and our growth and our transition. Either you fight it and you stick to your guns and you stick to your ways of power grabbing and all this ego stuff, and you rage against the dying of the light. It's whether you do that or the alternative is completely unknown, completely scary. It takes an incredible amount of bravery, an incredible amount of faith. Whatever way you want to reach that direction, I implore everyone to do so. Because this is getting real now, and I'm trying to do my part. As the thoughts come to me, I just try to document them, and I guess if you're listening to this now, I actually succeeded in consistently publishing my ramblings. So well done to me in the past, I suppose, for succeeding to do that. I need to hear myself, applaud myself, and I'll listen back through this when I have achieved so. Anyway, we need to manifest. We need to look into that as a matter of priority. When you're ready enough, when you feel like you're ready enough to venture into this space, take it seriously. What the hell is manifesting? And then let's skip all the analytical side of it. Let's skip all that as a matter of urgency. Let's dive in and say, I trust this to be true. And I believe in this. What now? Well, I'm no expert. I'm just alarmed, and I'm compassionate, and I'm passionate. And I'm getting further more impatient with my own progress in life. And then this comes along, and it's like, do I dedicate my whole life to this? Well, no. Kind of, we all have to dedicate a portion of our lives to this. It's kind of like in Dragon Ball Z, right? When someone conjures up a spirit bomb, when Goku's like, okay world, okay universe, I need your hand for a minute, just lend me your energy right now, let's unify, bring our energies together, focus, manifest, and we will actually do an amazing thing. We will achieve an amazing, inexplicable feat. Well, it's not inexplicable. We have been journeying down this direction and trying to understand and trying to encapsulate the nature of this and try to share it with the world and be a positive influence on others without being ashamed of it. Owning to what is. Understanding all these concepts and being able to articulate our ideas is very important, and it takes a lot of bravery, and everyone should do it. We must manifest. I will learn more. Peace out.